Here's your 2-card tarot reading from the woods for the 1st of October, or whatever day this reading happens to find you. You choose between the sky, the earth, and the river. I'll pull cards for each and offer an interpretation. Each interpretation will be time-stamped in the captions. Are you drawn to sky, earth, or river? Hi, I'm Brooke of the Woods, and I offer these readings to your wise and creative subconscious. Notice synchronicities or metaphors that feel relevant, and turns of phrase or ideas that catch your attention. And that's the grist for the mill of your meaning making. We'll begin at the top with the cards for the sky. We have the reversed 8 of Wands and the Page of Swords. So the 8 of Wands reversed may refer to whatever in our life feels like it is changing or unfolding rapidly, like when events are kind of like leading to one another without stopping, without pausing, without our like control or intervention. So this is like the candle tips over, lights the curtain on fire, and then someone accidentally like knocks their glass of whiskey onto it, and it's just things are accelerating in some way. And the Page of Swords showing up here feels like it is wanting us to communicate, talk about it. What are we noticing? What are we seeing? What are we feeling? Like, how are we speaking out? How are we using our voices? Because this page is all about details, about truth, and about accuracy. Also, they are quite open-minded. And so how they are perceiving things and putting them into words is probably pretty accurate. Cards for the earth in the middle are reversed Tower and the Hanged One. So the reversed Tower can be a difficult card to see come up because it describes often whatever in our life, wherever in our life right now might feel unsafe or unstable. It might be like where we feel isolated or cut off, or where we feel obstructed or shackled. And when the Hanged One appears, it's also a hard card, but in a different way, because the Hanged One is the depiction of the willing sufferer, or if not willing, accepting. The Hanged One recognizes there's nothing I can do about the fact that I am hanging on this tree, and so I'm going to go within and find what peace I can. I am going to surrender to this moment and recognize that I do not have control over this situation. But the Hanged One has a couple of beautiful things. One is the experience of trust or faith in what is currently happening and what is coming. And the Hanged One also represents the point of metanoia. And this is the moment when often when we experience something that is like so difficult, or we go so deep down into, a grief or something like that, that there's like a turnaround point. There is some kind of change of perspective. There is like a spiritual transformation that takes place. And so if we aren't necessarily at the threshold of that spiritual transformation, the guidance here might just be to, in this moment, try to accept, have patience, surrender to the things that we cannot control. And let me mention that that doesn't necessarily mean do nothing, right? That means acting in the places where we do exercise some measure of control and trying to let go of the rest. The cards for the river are at the bottom. We have the Queen of Swords reversed and the 7 of Cups reversed. So there's a phrase that the author of this deck uses to describe the reversed 7 of Cups that feels like it is the theme of this reading. And she is describing when people are lost in a deep, subjective trance. And together these cards could describe us, but I feel like they are probably going to describe a situation, particularly a person maybe, that we are interacting with. These cards feel a little bit like a reminder that, people can only meet you at the level they've met themselves. And the reversed Queen of Swords is the card of often someone who has lost their perspective or someone who is very judgmental. It is the opposite of the ability to be rational and objective. And the Seven of Cups reversed just like magnifies that. It is a card potentially of being like lost in fantasies and ideations, stories that one is telling oneself and out of touch with like shared reality. So with these two cards appearing, it feels like they're just letting us know, like, sometimes in trying to engage with people who are in that state, we're just like fighting a losing battle. And so what do we need to do to protect ourselves or to hold boundaries?